Hello, beautiful litigators. Court is now in session. I am so ecstatic right now. Words cannot express the gratitude and the excitement I have for the verdict in this case. Because of all of the misinformation that was being spread about this case, guys, it was so difficult to even make a determination or a prediction because it was so sad because there were so many people in the Black community in particular who were against Megan Thee Stallion getting justice. It was actually quite disturbing that all of these individuals in the Black community was supporting this man who victimized this woman. And it shows the lack of respect that we have in the Black community. I will not say myself, but individuals in the Black community for Black women and domestic violence. A lot of times, as you can see, for example, with R. Kelly in his situation where he said he's never in his life seen a Black woman be battered before, or never in his life seen a Black woman experience domestic violence. So I realized there's a pattern and there's a disturbing situation in the Black community where they deny that Black women experience violence. And I am so happy. I was so frustrated with this case because we didn't get to see it. We didn't get to see what was going on. So there were a lot of bloggers out there giving fake information. So it made it look like that all of the information was favoring Tory. So, with all the misinformation going around, of course, a lot of us, including myself, was thinking it was going to be a hung jury. But one thing there was something that happened that shifted the burden and the evidence in the favor of the prosecution. And that was when the defense made a detrimental decision to call Sean up. When they called Sean, they destroyed their case. They literally did an amateur move as an attorney. They failed. They literally slaughtered their client because the jury did not find, in my opinion, a lot of the testimony that Megan did credible. The jury didn't find a lot of this, didn't find Kelsey credible. They relied upon what Sean said, a defense attorney's witness. That's who they relied upon. And you can tell that when by the evidence that they were requesting from the judge. They asked the judge to hear back the testimony of Sean. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, they're going to convict. I knew when they asked for his testimony, that was because they were relying solely upon him because he was disinterested. He wasn't interested. But the problem with that for the defense is that he did mention that the little guy, which was Tory, was shooting all over the place. So that corroborated what Megan said. Megan's testimony alone didn't have credibility because of the inconsistencies, but it was the defense's own witness is what destroyed them and basically landed their client behind bars. I am so happy. I mean, oh my God, I wanted to come talk to you guys about that because once I knew the jury asked to hear his testimony, I was like, okay, they're going to convict. Another thing why there was more than likely that they were going to convict is because it's a holiday. When it's a holiday, any attorney will tell you a jury is going to try to find a verdict because they want to get out of there. They don't want to have to drag this case past a holiday. So because Christmas Eve is tomorrow, Christmas is the next day on Sunday. So the jury they were going to push to get a verdict. So that was why this whole case changed from, possible hung jury, possible not guilty. Literally, the defense handed the prosecution the case when they called Sean up. The case was done from there. Tory needs to look at his attorney. Tory's own attorney literally drove the dagger in his back. Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that crazy? But that is what I think happened. I'm just so happy though, because I wanted justice for Megan. It feels so heartbreaking to see all these individuals in the Black community against this woman who was a victim. It's very sad. And another thing too, justice for her, because everybody kept calling her a liar. Everybody kept, everybody in the music industry, everywhere. No one believed this woman, understandably enough, because she did lie a lot of times and she was out dancing and twerking while she was after getting shot. So of course people would think what is going on. But either way, she still was a victim. She still is a victim and she got her justice, guys. And I'm happy. All I can say is I'm happy. I'm just really frustrated with this case because a lot of the bloggers out here were so disgusting. Some of them were out here just making the evidence look like Tory was winning the whole trial and that there was just no evidence really helping Megan. So of course, in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a hung jury because I don't hear much, going forward the prosecution here. But in reality, they were tinting the evidence to make it look like Tory was winning, when in reality, what was going on in the courtroom wasn't what they were saying. Some of the stuff they were saying was not true. So I'm happy, guys. I don't know what to do right now. I'm shocked, though. When I thought they were going to get a verdict, I thought they were going to find guilty on the negligent discharge. But they actually found Tory guilty, y'all, on all counts. Found guilty. I knew they were going to get a verdict because of the holidays, though. So that actually worked in the prosecution's favor, y'all. They were like, we try to get out of here. We're not playing with this whole holiday stuff. I'm happy. I'm happy for Megan. Finally, somebody believed that she was a victim, at least. Okay. After 7 hours of deliberation, a Los Angeles jury, and this jury was very, they took the case very seriously. They made sure that they understood the meaning of certain words in the particular charges. For example, willful and purposeful. That made me see that, okay, this jury is really smart. They're actually taking this seriously. They're actually trying to understand the meaning of the charges. They're actually trying to take, into account the evidence they heard. And the reason why they convicted, it was based upon what the defense witness said. It was not what Megan said. It was not what Kelsey said. Because like I said, they weren't really credible. They really looked at what the witness said, the independent witness that the defense attorney called up, which actually ended up turning and helping the prosecution, helping them basically it worked in the prosecution's favor. So, oh my God. Anyways, guys, I'm just so happy right now. So, jury convicted the love singer on all counts. Yes. Okay. Because the defense was trying to say, oh, what kind of motive would he have? Tory doesn't need a motive. Tory is a loose cannon. He has a little man syndrome. Any little thing will fly this man off the handle. For example, when Augustine didn't say hi, he beat him up because of that. That was so petty. Anybody would think that's not motive to beat up somebody, but Tory Lanez, who has a little man's problem, anything will fly this man off the handle. You don't need motive for this guy. So I'm glad the jury was smart. It just frustrates me because us as the public, we didn't get really accurate information. We had to hear from all these people out here who was basically giving us weird, tainted information. I mean, some stuff is true, but then they kind of tainted it in a way that made it look like, oh my God, this evidence is crazy. But it's a disadvantage when you don't get to see the witnesses testify for yourself, because you don't get to see their demeanor. You don't get to see how they're acting. You don't get to see anything. You're just hearing from someone in the courtroom who may interpret it totally different than what the jury's thinking. You know what I mean? But anywho, which is why a lot of those people who are interpreted was not on the panel, because they would have been kicked from the get-go because they're biased. So he was actually convicted of all 3 counts, y'all, finding that he assaulted Megan with a semi-automatic firearm, causing great bodily injury, discharged the weapon with gross negligence, and possessed the concealed unregistered weapon inside his SUV. Because I'll tell you guys, what was frustrating about this is some of the bloggers out here who were so pro-Tory. I was so disgusted with all these pro-Tory people. I'm laughing at all the pro-Tory people right now. I'm sorry. If you're pro-Tory, then this is not the page for you, because I'm pro-justice on here. Okay. Not about what other, favoring one person, but what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And what Tory did was wrong. That man is a womanizer. He's abusive. He beats women, allegedly. He shot at Tory, and he shot at Megan, and it's no longer allegedly. He was convicted. So he shot and injured Megan. I'm glad I could say that without having to be, restricted with the word allegedly. Yes. Hallelujah. It's about time he gets held accountable for all the stuff he's done. This man is a hot mess. Anyway, his legal name is Daystar. He's facing up to 22 years in prison. That doesn't mean he's going to get 22 years in prison. Sometimes the media likes to dramatize everything. They like to tell you what the maximum possibility is. That doesn't mean he's going to get that. There's always a minimum, maximum, whatever. So it depends on his prior criminal history, what they're going to look at, and they're going to look at the aggravating factors in this case. There are a lot of aggravating factors. Number one, this man did all he could, allegedly, in his power to try to taint this evidence. He basically is possibly someone who caused very key witnesses from coming and testifying. For example, Megan's prior security guard, and the driver. He is possibly involved in that. He's possibly involved in influencing Kelsey's testimony by paying her off, allegedly. So those are aggravating factors because he was trying to interfere with this case. He did everything he could in his power, and I'm so thankful that justice was served. Even Kelsey's little evil fake self, her fakeness did not succeed in this case. So I'm so thankful that justice happened for this woman. I'm thankful that, she got her voice heard for the first time. And, without the testimony of this defense witness, guys, there would have more than likely been a hung jury or not guilty. Literally, this case was saved by Tory's own attorney. Isn't that crazy? Tory's own attorney handed this case to the prosecution. What an idiot. Sorry, guys. I just can't. Anyways. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, guys? You hire an attorney to defend you, and imagine your attorney literally hands your case to the opposing side. Like, wouldn't you be just mortified? Well, that's what happened in this case. Anyway, they say he's facing up to 22 years and 8 months in prison at his sentencing. But again, he may not get that much, but he is likely going to be deported. Yes, thank God he need to get out of here. He's causing too much problems in our country. He needs to go. Sorry. Bye, Tory. If you're a Tory fan, this is not the live for you. So his sentencing is set for January 27th. I can enjoy my Christmas now. That was my Christmas gift, so I'm happy. He's also facing subsequent deportation since he's a citizen of Canada. Yeah, bye, Tory. Bye. Woo! I'm so happy. Okay. And I'm not saying Megan is perfect. I don't care whether she's perfect. Yeah, she's got some stuff to go do in her life, but it doesn't matter about her past or whatever she's got going on. She was a victim in this case. It was wrong for what he did. Like, seriously, shooting at a woman because you don't like that she clowned your music. Seriously, that's how you handle your egotistical things like this? No. And I'm laughing at all them bloggers out there that was over here bashing this poor woman. Anyway. The jury got it right. I am thankful there is justice for Megan, said Megan's attorney, Alex Spiro. I want to start by highlighting the bravery of Megan. Yes, me too. District Attorney George Gaskin added, you showed incredible courage and vulnerability with your testimony, despite repeated and grotesque attacks that you did not deserve. Exactly, she did not deserve. I am so proud of you, Megan, for standing up for yourself, for speaking against this abuser. Yes, we can call him that now because he's finally convicted. So, yeah. Oh, my God. I'm so proud of you, Megan. Yeah, I hope you can be a voice for other domestic violence victims out there. Stand strong. All those people in the industry, all the men in the industry that tore you down and called you a liar, they're going to have to eat their dust now, okay? Because you got your justice, girl. The Lord was on your side, okay? He wanted the truth to come out, and he made it come out, even with all the hurdles, even with all the things the enemy was trying to do to this trial. The Lord said the truth will come to light. He made the truth come to light. It always does when it comes to God being in the mix. He's like, nope. I'm going to make sure all the truth come out no matter what you guys do. Kelsey, all y'all. And it's funny because the defense literally gave the case to... If the defense did not call that witness, guys, this case would have turned a whole different direction. Literally. That jury was trying to find someone in this case that they could trust, someone in the case that didn't have a dog in the fight. And that one person was the very person that Tory's attorney supplied. Oh my God, I can't. This is like law school 101. Law school 101. Any attorney should know this basic knowledge. You have to know what your witness is going to testify to. Come on. I don't think Tory's attorney even knew that this witness was going to testify that little guy, which was Tory, was shooting all over the place. Okay? That's literally what drove the whole case. You faced unjust and despicable scrutiny, and no woman should ever face, and you have been an inspiration to others across LA County and the nation. Yay! I hope Megan feels empowered right now. I hope she's happy. I really am so happy for her. All them people out there hating on that girl because they didn't like her personally. Yeah, you may not like her personally. Yes, you may have certain things you don't like about her character-wise. But what's wrong is wrong. And what Tory did was wrong. She didn't deserve to be shot at. This is the problem with people. People always blame the victim. Oh, she did so and so wrong, so she should be shot at. Or she was sleeping with whatever's man, so she should be shot. No, it was wrong is wrong. Okay. The verdict followed a 9-day trial during which Megan told jurors that she was trying to escape a shouting match inside Peterson's Cadillac Escalade when she heard the rapper say "Dance B" and turned to see him pointing a 9mm semi-automatic pistol at her. I still believe her that he said that. It corresponds with the evidence. He shot at her feet and said "Dance B." That's how like something Tory would say. I think Kelsey and everybody else try to act like they didn't hear it because, again, they were all biased and against Megan for whatever reason. Woo! I'm in shock. I'm scared. I hear a gun going off. I couldn't believe he was shooting at me, she testified in a packed courtroom. He was holding the gun, pointing it at me. I wish I would have got to see the trial, though. I feel so deprived, like all these people out here just spreading all these misinformation. It was so discomforting. It was like we couldn't really know what was really going on. So we got all this biased information. Of course, we were having it, but having things all over the place. But I'm just happy. I'm happy right now. Sorry, guys. I keep going on a tangent because I'm excited. Anyways, the Grammy winner, 27, said she dropped to the ground and crawled to a nearby driveway. I looked down at my feet and I see all the blood. And she said, now everybody's screaming. He looked shocked. Okay. Guys, it was crazy. There was people that erupted in the courtroom Friday before Peterson was led away in handcuffs. Woo! And you know what? He had his little pink suit on. He looked like he was stressed out. There was this paparazzi video going around, guys, with him with a pink suit on. And he looked stressed out, y'all. He looked stressed out with his little pink suit on. I said, I hope they don't arrest this man with this pink suit on while he go to prison looking like a little powder puff doll. They go tear that little man up in that jail. Come on now. Don't let him wear that little powder puff outfit up in there. Okay? Come on now. Okay. But yeah, he was walking around. He looked stressed because he knew he was going to be convicted. He knew it. And the thing is, this man has a pattern of lying. He lies and lies and lies. And finally, somebody saw through all that. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just so happy that I'm kind of just all over the place. Forgive me. Let's see. So basically, it was crazy, guys. When the verdict happened and he was led away in handcuffs, as he should, his father, Sonstar Peterson, screamed, "This wicked system," after jumping up from the front now where this young rapper's young son was also seated. So his son had to see him handcuffed, y'all. Why he bring his son? He said, "You too, you are wicked, you are evil." That's what Tory's dad said, pointing at the prosecutors before he was forced out the courtroom. No, they're not wicked. They're doing what's right. They're fighting for justice. Now, did they do everything right in the case? No, but they did what was right for justice, okay? So the only people that's wicked he should be pointing at is his son, okay? His son. But it was a wild courtroom in there. The dad was going crazy up in there. He got pawed out. It was an episode. And then someone said, the defense said, "We are shocked by the verdict. There was not sufficient evidence to convict Mr. Peterson. We believe this case was not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. We will be exploring all options, including an appeal," offered Peterson defense lawyer George. And that's true. They're definitely going to have an appeal. There were some appealable grounds allegedly. And again, I don't know if there were because I wasn't there. That's the thing that deprives me of really giving an accurate, critique because I wasn't there. But some people, there was another attorney in there, and she said there was possible appealable grounds. So for sure, guys, expect for Tory to try to appeal. I pray that they don't overturn it, but who knows, y'all? This evidence was kind of shanky. But the problem is the defense is the one that messed the case up. So if anything, Tory should appeal for incompetence on basically saying that his attorney was incompetent. However, he really can't win on that ground because you can't really appeal saying your attorney's incompetent if they made a legal decision, and they literally made a legal decision to call this witness, which was a bad decision, though. It literally was the very reason why he was convicted. That was the reason. Because that disinterested witness corroborated somewhat, not all, but the part that was more material, which was that Tory had a gun in his hand and was shooting all over the place. That corroborated at least that portion of Megan's testimony, which was the key part of the evidence they needed to prove the elements and therefore convict Tory. They literally handed the prosecution. The prosecution was fumbling all over the place until the defense came in and saved the day. Isn't that crazy? God don't like ugly. But anyway, Megan makes her way to the courthouse. This is what she was wearing. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. Over more than 3 hours of excruciating testimony last week, Megan described her terrified attack. During, let me see what this is going on. I don't want to repeat this stuff. It's all about her. Allegedly, she said she stepped on glass and then she changed it. And oh God, this is all repeated stuff. He's saying, please don't say anything. I'll give you $1 million. I can't go to jail. I already got caught with a gun before. That's when he was all apologizing and begging her to be quiet as the sirens were approaching. Oh my goodness. Wow. So she initially told them that she was bleeding because she stepped on glass. Remember, that's when she was trying to protect Tory, you know, because of Black Lives Matter and all that stuff going on with that. But later on changed it when he was over here clowning her and trying to apologize and trying to offer money. No, Tory, you did what you did. You did what you did, and you get what you get. But during the closing arguments Wednesday and Thursday, the defense attorney branded Megan a liar, telling jurors they should conclude that she fabricated the attempted $1 million bribe allegation because she said Peterson also told her he was on probation, which wasn't the case. He further argued that his clients had gunshot residue on his hands because he was trying to wrestle the gun away from the actual shooter, whom he identified as Megan, now estranged best friend. Oh, whatever. Whether or not he's on probation doesn't matter. What matters is he told Megan he was on probation because he was manipulating her. That's what the defense attorney, Kathy Tall, did. Guys, Kathy Tall was off the hook. We talked about her in my last live. She was pretty good. She basically drew the whole case home, and she did a good job on her direct examinations during the case. So Kathy was a really good prosecutor in this case. There were it was a team of prosecutors, but Kathy, to me, she stood out based on some of the information I got out there. But again, guys, a lot of this information was so biased. I didn't know what to believe. Okay. None of us knew what to believe. But she said in her final rebuttal before the jury started deliberating, he tries to appeal to her sympathy. I have a gun charge. I'm on probation. Please don't say anything. It's a pattern of manipulation to get the witnesses to keep lid on everything. She did good. She brought this home, guys, right here, because the defense was trying to say during their closing that, oh, Megan lied. She claimed that my client was on probation when he really wasn't. And the defense came back and said, well, that's because he told her that because he was trying to gain her sympathy and, you know, tell her that he's on probation when in reality he wasn't, just to manipulate her. So she did good when she came back. Her rebuttal was amazing. I heard. I wasn't there, but I heard from some people through the grapevine. The 2-week trial included head-spinning testimony. We don't need to care about all this right now, because all I care about right now is that he was convicted. That's all that matters to me. What do you guys think? I'm happy right now. Okay, Prima says, I can't believe people still think he's innocent. It makes absolutely no sense. I know. It's the toxicity in our community, Prima. It's the toxicity, girl. This case proves, and even the R. Kelly case proves, that in the Black community, they have a problem with acknowledging the abuse that happens to Black women. It's so toxic, and it's so sad, and it's so horrendous. Okay? But I'm telling you, it's the defense attorney that handed this case. There will be an appeal, y'all. Oh, he'll appeal? Yeah, he will appeal. And I hope he don't win. But again, I can't really give an opinion because I wasn't there, and all these biased journalists out here or bloggers out here who are pro-Tory was giving all this misinformation, guys. So I didn't know what to believe. Tory's dad didn't help his cemetery attempt him because Tory Lanez and Kelsey Nicole Harris could have been unalive that night when they shot Megan. Right. Exactly, Amazing Tribe. They could have been unalived because of the law enforcement could have did that. Okay. His little man syndrome is what causes him to be so aggressive because he feels like he has to overcompensate for his size. Tory Lanez so short, he jumped rope with his... Guys, can you imagine? This man was handcuffed and he was put in jail with a pink suit on. Them men are gonna eat that man alive with that pink suit on. Oh my God. I hope they don't see him with that pink. Of course, they gotta let him take it off and put jail clothes on, but imagine, guys, he's getting handcuffed with his pink suit on, like he's going to Easter celebration. Yeah, Elisa. Hi, Lisa. She says he will appeal. Yes, he will, but I don't think he will win. If you understand the law, he fired the gun. That makes him liable. He may have the possibility of lesser charges, but culpable he is. Right. And like I said, his attorney literally is the one that caused him to lose. That's what you guys are literally missing the point. When the jury, I knew this case was okay. At first, I was like, guys, this is a hung jury. This was before the defense called their witnesses. When they called Sean, I think it's Sean Kelly. What is that witness's name, guys? Let me know in the chat. When they called Sean, the disinterested witness that was in his house and he pulled his son into the room and he was looking like across his balcony or whatever. When they called that witness and that witness literally corroborated what Megan said that he was shooting, that was when the whole case was done, because you could tell the jury was relying upon that witness when they asked the judge to read back that testimony. They wanted to hear him because that was the witness that they found credible. They didn't care about really what Megan said. They didn't care about really what Kelsey said. They wanted to hear what the defense attorney's witness said. That would clue me in that was what they were relying upon to make their decision. So, guys, literally the defense. Guys, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Would you imagine you hire an attorney to do a job for you and they literally convict you themselves? I can't believe it. All that money Tory paid this man to literally help the prosecution. Okay. So yes, I missed you too, Prima girl. I've been sick for a whole week. I'm still sick right now. I was about to go to bed. That's why I haven't really been on here, guys, because I have been so sick. I think I either have the flu or something, but I have been excruciatingly sick. Okay. And I was still doing lives last week while I was sick because I care about my Shinquella girl. I love my girl. So I had to keep her alive, with all these lives. But I'm not feeling good. So I missed you guys too. I missed you too. It's hard to sleep when I be missing my subscribers so much. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh. Hi, Elizabeth. What a treat. She says, I saw that for sympathy. Disgusting. Guys, I'm so happy for Megan. Oh, this is a celebration live, so we're just kind of chopping it up, guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Yeah, he will appeal, but good luck, Tampa. I don't know. I don't think he's going to win. It's okay. Once a defendant gets convicted, it's really hard. It's a tough battle to win on appeal. You got to have some serious evidence to win on appeal. It's a tough battle. And Tampa, this is not a war on Black men. See, this is the problem in the Black community. I feel so disgusted with our ethnic group. We're always trying to wage war against each other. Why don't you look at other ethnic groups and try to follow their example? You don't hear people in the white community talking about this is war on white women. This is war on the white men. This is war on Mexican men. Why are we the only culture that wage war against each other? This is weird. Don't you think that's a little weird? The word of God says the house divided against itself will fail. And that is why the Black community keeps failing, because we always trying to wage war. Why not look at this as an isolated situation where there was a man and a woman involved and a man who victimized a woman, and he should therefore be held accountable, not because if he's Black or white. That's the problem with the Black community now. Everybody think because you're Black, oh, you should get off. They did the same thing with R. Kelly. Because he's Black, oh, he should get away with all these women he molested and victimized. That it only happens in the Black community, and I'm really disgusted with that. It's so disgusting, guys. Hi, Amazing Tribe. So good to see you, love. So good to see you. Again, let's take the race out of it. This woman was a victim of Tory Lanez. Who cares if he's Black, white, Mexican? This woman was victimized. She was shot at just because of words she used. That was not right, and he should be in jail. This is the right place where he should be. He know he did it. The man has a history of being violent. Look at this man's past. Look what he did to Augustine. Are you going to deny that too and say, oh, he's innocent in that case when he's on camera punching Augustine? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what he did to Augustine. Is he still innocent? Let's talk about what he did to his baby mama, allegedly. Is he still innocent? Every time a Black woman gets beat, every time a Black woman gets victimized, it's like the Black community wants to disregard it. This is sick. It's so sad, y'all. It's so sad. Sorry, I'm getting emotional because I just think she's a human being. I don't care what color Megan is. I'm not for black, white. I'm not waging war on anyone. If it was a black man that was shot at, I would still be on this thing speaking because I don't care what your ethnicity is. I love everybody. Okay? I don't care what color. Forget the color. This woman is a human being. That's what matters. And she was victimized. Hi, Crystal. Hi, love. Hi, everybody in the chat. Hi, we are having a celebration party because of justice in the chat. I see all my beautiful people. And part of me thinks they were drugged at Kylie's house. Maybe because, guys, they were acting deranged. Something was off about Megan and all them. Because the witness, I'm going with what the witness said. And the man that was watching the whole thing, he said everybody was fighting. So I do believe that Megan and Kelsey was lying, that they were fighting each other over this little small leprechaun man, Tory. They were in there fighting, and probably Megan said something to Tory because she was mad because he disclosed that they were sleeping around. So she was like, well, whatever, your music suck anyway. And then he got mad with his little ego. He couldn't take it, guys. He just couldn't take it. And part of me, yeah, I do kind of lean toward what LaVon said because they sounded like they were out of it. Elisa says, did you hear the father after the verdict? Yes, girl, I just talked about it. You can see where Tory gets his anger. Right. See, the apple does not fall far from the tree, does it not? Right. She said, you can see where he gets his anger from, outbursts, attitudes from. I get standing with your child, but wow. Exactly, girl. Exactly. I wonder, guys, was that on camera? See, the thing is, we didn't get to see all the drama. I want to see it unfold. I want to see, but yes, you can see the man, he grew up in an angry home. Tory grew up in an angry home. He grew up in an abusive home where he had to see abuse a lot of times. Okay. And so he just grew up doing the same thing. And then he tried to overcompensate for his size, y'all. We already know that. So a lot of us guys thought it was going to be a hung jury though, because I was so disgusted, man. There was so many bloggers out here and they made it look like they were like, there was no DNA on the gun. When in reality, that wasn't what the evidence was. The evidence just said they couldn't tell whether there was or wasn't. So that changes things. It doesn't mean that there's no evidence of it at all. Like some of the stuff these bloggers were doing out here, y'all, just to try to take up for Tory. I hope they're all looking like a complete fool. I can't. Yeah, but I'm with Elisa. Right. Like Elizabeth said, it's a problem with little man syndrome too. Girl, it is. That's what it is, though. Look how aggressive he is. It feels as though he has to overcompensate for something, right? Okay, let's see what LaVon said. She said, people in the courtroom said when the DA pointed towards Tory as he said Peterson shot Meg, Tory laughed. Oh, see, guys, this is all the imperative information that we didn't get to hear. We didn't get to see any of this, right? So how do we get to make an accurate, determination if we don't get to see this? This is very important. The defendant's demeanor in courtroom is imperative. And if you're saying, if LaVon, this is true, if he was laughing when the prosecutor pointed at him and said Peterson shot Megan, that to a jury, when they see him laugh like that, that would have been reflected very negatively on that jury. And that would not have been good from then on. They would have already been side-eyeing him the whole trial. Like, okay, I really don't like this dude. He's laughing at the fact that she was shot. Okay, he probably did do it. So see, that's a very important fact to know. But you notice some of these biased bloggers was not telling us that key information. Okay, right, Elizabeth. Right, Elizabeth. And I hope, see, Megan says she's trying to pursue charges. Pursue charges. She's thinking about suing some of these bloggers out here who was lying. And I think she should, if she has a chance. The problem is, y'all, that's going to be a high hurdle to climb, guys, because when you're a public figure, you literally have to prove willful intent. Somebody willfully, maliciously made a lie, knowing that it's a lie, in order to win a defamation lawsuit. The reason why Tasha K lost hers is because she literally got on the stand and she said it during videos that she knew what she was saying was a lie. She literally handed Cardi B the case when she said that, because she was basically saying she was willfully, intentionally, maliciously lying. She said on the video, oh, I'm going to, I'm going to report on this fake news just because. She literally said that. And then when she went up and testified, she said, yeah, I was lying about things. That was like she gave them the case because she proved willful intent, which is what they would have to show to win a defamation, what a celebrity would have to show. So for Megan, though, I don't see that here. She's going to have to really prove that this was malicious, meaning that these bloggers maliciously lied, knowing for a fact that this was a lie and they were really doing this for this. So, you know, ever since they saw that Cardi B won, a lot of these celebrities are starting to become emboldened and they all want to sue for defamation. But believe it or not, it's difficult to win a defamation claim when you're a public figure unless you prove malicious intent. So, but if she can prove it, I hope she does sue some of these bloggers because they caused this poor woman so much emotional distress, you guys. And it was so disgusting what they were doing to this woman. All the hate mail, all the disgusting things they were doing to her, guys. It really just, it made me angry in a way. I was just like, I can't believe, I stopped watching these fake bloggers out here who was reporting on it because I was like, these people are all fake. If I don't hear from like ABC News or CNN or something like that, or TMZ or one of these other places, I'm not going to look at the news anymore. I just started ignoring any of the bloggers because a lot of them that were just pro Tory or pro Megan, they were like so biased. I just wanted to hear objectively what was going on. What was the objective information? But I'm proud of Megan, y'all, because Megan says she is exploring legal options against bloggers spreading misinformation. So she should. And now that she got this vindication with all them lies out there, now who's laughing, y'all? Now who's laughing? Okay. Now she could have some evidence to show these bloggers were out here actively lying and trying to steer the evidence for Tory when that was not really how it was really going in the courtroom, especially when Sean came up and spoke. When that witness came up for the defense, it literally changed the whole trajectory that was going on in that courtroom. It literally shifted everything around. It went from favoring the defense over to shifting to favoring the prosecution. See, the prosecution they didn't want to call this witness because they felt he wasn't really credible. He didn't really, see a lot of things, but they should have just called him from the get-go because this man really helped them out. He literally saved their case. Okay. So, let's hear what she has to say. Megan was saying something. Oh, I'm trying to find the part where she is suing because a lot of this stuff is redundant stuff. Let's see. Okay. So it says, while the facts of the case have been murky at best because several people reportedly testified to different accounts of the incident in question, some of the media coverage has still been more favorable to Lanez than Megan. Exactly. That was the issue, guys. That was the issue. Like a lot of the media was favoring Tory when in reality that was not what was going on. And so many people were misguided. So all of us, including myself, was thinking, okay, well, then Tory's going to win because we kept hearing all these bloggers out here giving us tainted, biased misinformation, completely misinformation. And this is the problem why they need to have more public trials. I don't know why every time it's a celebrity involved, they always want to make it a private case. No. This case should be public just like any other case. Just because they're a celebrity doesn't mean they should get favoritism. But anyways, for example, a podcast host, Joe Budden, admitted to being biased towards Tory Lanez. He also expressed his dislike of Megan Thee Stallion after receiving backlash for comments. Budden later apologized for making fun of Megan's mental health. This is sad. All these people are making fun of Black women's abuse. This is sad. Instagram and YouTube bloggers have also seen their content go viral as they shared analysis and opinions about the Tory Lanez case. However, Megan's legal team is pushing back on some of the unfavorable and possibly untrue narratives about the Houston native. One blogger admitted her coverage of the trial may not be factual. See this, guys? This was the problem going on. So sad. According to the NBC News attorney Alex Spiro, warns the lawsuits against media sites or individuals spreading misinformation about Pete could be coming. And I hope they do. I already know who they're going to go after too. There's two in mind that I have. And if y'all know who it is, put it in the chat. Let me see if y'all on the same page with me. Let me see if my subscribers been looking around. Anyway, Spiro said his client is exploring all legal options against any content creators that purposely promote inaccurate reports. Okay. Yes, you should, but they really need to look into see if they could prove intent. The NBC News article highlighted gossip commentator Milagro Grams. That's one of them. This girl right here, and I don't usually say names. We're going to read this article, guys, but I need to kind of go on my tangent. Y'all know who I am. I talk too much. I love y'all, and y'all love me too. Anywho, this one right here, Milagro, she gets on my nerves. This woman is one of the typical women I see in our community. They are always against Black women. Anytime a Black woman is asking for justice or anything, this woman is the first to always argue against a Black woman. And that is something I typically see in our community. Black women cannot support other Black women. I just notice a pattern with this one where she's always against. It's very biased. It's always support, support, support. When it's like a Black man or anyone that's not a Black woman, she's against Black women, but she's Black. Isn't that weird? I had to scratch my head on that. That's weird. But anyway, she was one of the main bloggers out here that was spewing a lot of fake news, a lot of fake biased stuff that was just like, girl. And then she was the one that was confusing a lot of people because people were thinking, oh my God, this case is going to be a hung jury. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, with the information from her and other people, how is the prosecution going to even win? But it was because she wasn't really giving credible information. She was speaking on behalf of Tory. Mind you, she's really close with Tory. She was seen coming in the elevators and coming in and out with Tory. I guess they're friends, or she calls him her brother or whatever. So this one right here was getting on my nerves, her and another one. But they said, highlighted gossip commentator Milagro Grams, who has been tweeting updates about the trial. Grams admitted that her coverage is not intended to be taken as a factual statement. Wow. So you're lying then. This might be used against her. Guys, this right here could possibly be used against her to show malicious intent. Because basically one can argue and can infer that she knows her information is false and she is intentionally disseminating false information for a comedic effect. This girl literally is almost handing Megan Thee Stallion's attorney the platter to basically take her to court. Stupidity. Why would you say that? You're literally saying, I know that I'm lying. I know that I'm giving the public false information. I'm just doing it for entertainment reasons. You can't do that. You can say, I don't know if it's true or false. This is what the allegations are. Or this is what like, for example, in this case, I was in the courtroom and this is what I interpreted the evidence to be presented as. But again, this is my opinion, and everybody else in the courtroom, different people are having different interpretations in the courtroom, but I interpreted the testimony to be this way, and this is my personal opinion. But when you say something like this, saying her coverage is not intended to be taken as factual, you're literally saying that you're lying. You're lying on purpose. You're maliciously lying, and because you're against a Black woman because she's Black. What reason does Milagro have to hate Megan? She don't know her. It's like she issued this complete hate campaign against this woman, Megan. For what? For what? Because she was Black and she's a woman? That's the weirdest thing. Why do Black women hate other Black women, guys? This is what happened to Shaquella. She went on a trip with people she thought to be her best buddy, whatever, Khalil. And she was around this ghetto woman up in here who don't love herself, Dejanay, another Black woman, who was jealous of Shanquella because Shanquella was living her best life. This is what we're dealing with in the community, guys. This is exactly what the issue is in the Shanquella tragedy. Black women can't support Black women sometimes. They get jealous of each other. It's so sad, guys. It's heartbreaking. But anyways, again, I'm not trying to get into the race, but anyways, she says that her coverage is not intended to be taken as factual, but it might have a comedic effect. That girl should have never said that. What a clown. Anyway, Jordan, another attorney for Megan Thee Stallion, confirmed that some of Milagro Grams' tweets have been reported to Twitter. Apparently, the social media site did restrict Grams' Twitter account for 11 hours due to rule violations. See? Because she just repeatedly lying. Come on, girl. That's crazy when accounts have to be restricted. This person lying when they don't have credibility if they're If literally platforms are restricting people's platform or accounts, it's because they're not credible. Will Megan follow in Cardi B's footsteps by suing bloggers? There is a precedent for a recording artist to sue bloggers for intentionally publicizing false information, as they should. I think they should start doing it because I'm tired of the lies. These poor celebrities deal with it enough horrible things as it is, and they deal with a lot of depression, guys. And a lot of these poor celebrities are on the verge of literally taking themselves out, if you know what I mean. Poor Meg Thee Stallion was having self-conclusion thoughts. She was. She literally evidenced that during this trial when she said she didn't want to, she wished Tory would have unalived her. She doesn't want to be alive. She said it repeatedly. And this is what a lot of celebrities do. Cardi B said the same thing when she was testifying against Tasha K. And it's like these bloggers, they do this for money and they don't realize they're causing these poor celebrities to be depressed. Some of these people think about taking their own lives because of the things these bloggers are doing. And the bloggers don't care. They just want to make a big buck or get fame or get clout. And reality is, seeing that Tory got found guilty, it made them look like a complete fool, and it made it look like they were lying the whole time. Because it's like, if it really was going in the favor of Tory, as you claim, why did they actually convict on every count? They didn't just convict on one count. They convicted him on all the counts, guys. And they did it based upon the defense attorney's own witness. That's bad. That's really bad. That's really bad, guys. Oh, be careful what attorney you hire, because your attorney, like what happened in this case, could possibly be the one that ends up causing your case to lose. So you got to be very careful what attorney you pick. Not every attorney is qualified to do the job. I'm just saying. There is a precedent for a recording artist. Like I said, Meg Thee Stallion's WAP collaborator Cardi B successfully won a defamation of character lawsuit against YouTuber. A judge ruled Tasha K must pay Cardi B $4 million in damages. And again, Tasha K literally handed them the platter by admitting she maliciously lied, which was so dumb. She did it while she testified too, y'all. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy? While Meg Thee Stallion has been positioned as a villain in some people's stories about the Tory Lanez case, she did get support from an unlikely source. Far-right Donald Trump supporter Candace Owens. Guys, I saw that. Did you guys see Candace Owens put her disgust for WAP aside in order to call out Black culture for mocking Megan's traumatic ordeal? Guys, put a one in the chat if you guys want me to go over Candace Owens' YouTube on this. Okay, Candace Owens is known to say a lot of controversial stuff, but I have to give her applause for what she said about Meg Thee Stallion. I was like, wow. Usually I don't really like much what Candace Owens has to say, but I was very, 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 very impressed and happy, and just wanted to literally hug Candace Owens when she spoke up for Meg. She can't stand rap and, Cardi B and all this stuff. She can't stand that type of stuff, guys. But the fact that she literally was advocating for Meg Thee Stallion, it shocked me. I was like, is she advocating for another Black woman? Wow, another Black woman supporting another Black woman? Wow, I don't usually see that. So I was shocked. And I was like, wow. And she did it with so much class. She spoke so articulate. It was so much class. And she really stated her position. And it was so well presented that I feel like she kind of brought over the masses and convinced other people to say, yeah, we need to support Meg Thee Stallion. So guys, man, Candace Owens, I got to give her an applause. I don't know. I really was so impressed with Candace Owens, because unlikely, you just far right. We just don't expect that from her, but she really came through for Megan. And I hope that gave Megan some little form of hope, because that was an unlikely support. That was unlikely. No one could have predicted that Candace Owens would come through and advocate for Meg Thee Stallion, because she can't stand the music. She even spoke out against Meg Thee Stallion's music. So yeah, guys, if you guys didn't watch that, it's amazing. She did a good job. Anyways, Meg Thee Stallion's boyfriend also publicly backed the Traumazine rapper and other female victims of violence. New York MC Partisan Fontaine indirectly addressed anyone questioning the validity of Meghan being shot. To any woman, especially ones of color, that have suffered an injustice, I feel for you. When you do find the source to speak up, it seems you will be ridiculed. It's true, guys. Look at the different stories. When Black women talk about them being a victim, they're always just disbelieved by the Black community. Prime example was R. Kelly. All those victims that spoke up, people in the Black community constantly bash them, blame their parents, blame them, they victim shamed all the way through that until R. Kelly got convicted. And even then, when he was convicted, they still continued to victim shame. And it's happening with Meghan. It's a pattern. So it makes me realize it's just simply because Meghan was a Black woman. They didn't care just because she said she was victimized. They didn't want to believe her. That's sad. Isn't that sad? That is so sad. It's very toxic, man. Anywho, when you do find the courage to speak up, it seems you will be ridiculed, your credibility will be questioned, your entire past will be held under a magnifying glass. In an instant, you can go from victim to defendant in the eyes of the public. Exactly. That's what they did to Meghan. That's what they did to this poor woman. Guys, imagine, put yourself in her shoes as a young lady, just want to have fun. She's pretty new to the Hollywood industry. What's going on? We're not going to sell your information. What is it? She's new to the Hollywood industry. She's new to the Hollywood industry at the time. She just wants to have fun. She's a young girl in her 20s, meeting, with a guy, and he shoots you. And especially if you're not around guns a lot like that, and he shoots you, wouldn't you be mortified and experience emotional stress? And then now you have to be ridiculed by the world, people in your own community, women that are Black like you, look like you, ridicule you. This is sad, y'all. This is so sad. Yeah, Elizabeth said it's not okay. I don't care who you are. I agree with Elizabeth. Victim is a victim, right? I'm not talking about victim either, in my opinion. Exactly. I'm with Elizabeth, man. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, dude. It's just victim is victim. And it's sad, guys, but it just in the Black community, guys, it's sad that they don't recognize victims in the Black community. It's sad. September said, I was disappointed in the way Meghan was treated. Me too, y'all. I was disappointed. And I was shocked, guys, that Candace Owens stood up for her, y'all. Amazing Tribe said, never underestimate Candace Owens. She speaks a lot of gems, truth, and fact. You know what? You guys are right. A lot of people, my subscribers, were telling me about Candace Owens, and I didn't really pay attention to her like that. But when I seen her speak up for Meghan, I started to see, a lot of stuff that this woman says, because I've seen—
the music industry is very small anyway. There's not that many people.
Sorry, guys.
The music press is even—
a lot of stuff that this woman says, it has some truth to it. It's just the media sometimes makes it look like it's, worse, or she's against Black people or whatever. They like the way they portray it in the media. It makes it look worse than what she's really trying to do. She's trying to help people in the Black community. You know what I mean? She's trying to educate and bring awareness and try to help improve our community. But people in the media, they make it look like she's against the Black community and she's speaking out against but she's not. She's actually trying to say, look, this is the problem in our community. But guys, y'all, I'm gonna have to play this for you guys because, oh my gosh, I know nobody put a 1 in the chat, but did you guys see this? It was so good. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. I like Candace Owens. I thought it was awesome too. Okay, September thought it was awesome. Gonna cook on the 26th, just ham and all that. Oh, okay, Elizabeth thought to cook. I wish she could give me some of her virtual food. That sounds good, girl. Oh my God, look, she a cooking. Y'all cooking in here? I don't. Okay, we got some ones. Okay, we do have some ones in the chat. Okay, there were people that want to hear it. Okay, we're gonna hear Candace Owens, then we have some ones.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local
It bothers me because that doesn't seem to be the same Hollywood treatment when it comes to Black women. And I'm not talking about maybe 7% Black Meghan Markle, who now is hoping she's more Black, because she can use the black card. I'm talking about real Black victims in Hollywood, where there seems to be so much silence regarding their stories. And there's a particular story that I want to make you aware of because you should be horrified about it. I am horrified about it.
Okay, one thing, guys, I might be stopping this because, you know, we can't play our things all the way through because they be saying it's copyright. This is fair use. But anyways, one thing I got to point out about this woman, Candace Owens is such a great example of being a Black positive representation of Black women. Number one, look how pristine her hair is. Makeup is on point, dressed very professional, very articulate in how she speaks. Notice that about this woman. I think she can be a wonderful example to other Black women. But unfortunately, a lot of Black people think that she is against Black people or she's speaking anti-Black stuff. She's not. She's actually trying to help. But sometimes people in the Black community don't want to hear the truth. And so they say, oh, she's against us. But look at this woman. I think she just represents a lot of great excellence. And the woman is actually very articulate. I just love the way she speaks. But anyways, let's get back to it.
About it. Before we even talk about that story, I want to say this is not the fault of white people or white media, right? It is also it points to a cultural issue when it comes to Black people as well, right? And the bigotry of low expectations when it comes to Black culture. An example of that bigotry I experienced when I was young, I had a crush on this Black guy in my class named Jamal, and Jamal and I shared an economics class in high school. And we would talk for hours on the phone at home. We also had a biology class together. We'd get through our homework together. And then one day in economics class, I don't remember why my professor brought this up, or teacher rather, it was high school. Mr. White asked a question about snitches, right? And whether or not people should come forth if they knew something to be true. And Jamal used to live on the east side. He said, I would never snitch. And Mr. White looked at Jamal and he said, what do you mean you would never snitch? Mr. White said, okay, what about, I have a daughter. If you witnessed that in a drive-by shooting, my young daughter got shot and died, Jamal, tell me that you would tell the police that the person that you saw did it. If you saw the person who shot him. Jamal got up, trying to act real hood. Man, I would never say nothing. Not where I'm from. You don't snitch for no reason. You don't snitch. You don't nothing. No, you don't say anything. That's just not. It's against the code. I remember looking at Jamal and just watching my crush dissipate. I just went, I want nothing to do with this filthy animal that would watch a child get shot, watch a child die, and thinks that it's cool, that it's some part of the code, this unspoken Black code, not to say anything. I want nothing to do with that code, period. Call me a snitch. I don't care.
Right. That's one thing. Again, what I love about Candace is she's trying to change the trajectory. In the Black community, there's this big thing about being against telling, law enforcement about what's going on. And I get that it's because of the lack of trust in the Black community as it relates to law enforcement. But we need to change that. This whole snitch thing and not snitching, it's unacceptable. Like what Candace is saying, if you are a witness involved, tell the truth. Tell them what happened. But as you guys can see, what was happening in this case, a lot of the people involved were getting paid off, allegedly. We don't have evidence of it, but it sounds like it, from Megan's ex-security guard to the driver, Kelsey. You've seen all this stuff happening with this anti-snitch culture. So with Candace, again, I agree with her because I feel like she is trying to help. Oh, Chi said people said she was lying. Who lying, girl? Who lying?
If I watch a child get shot and I know who did it, I am telling the officers, I am telling the family, I want nothing to do with the cancerous culture that tells me otherwise. Why am I telling you guys this completely innocuous story from my high school? Because it's not so innocuous, right? Because people like Jamal grow up and they become people that don't say something. And so is the circumstance when it comes to an artist named Megan Thee Stallion. Now, if you listen to my podcast, probably don't also listen to Megan Thee Stallion's music. In fact, in case you don't know who she is one half of the now infamous WAP song with Cardi B. I find the song to be derogatory. I find it to be disrespectful and degrading toward women, right? Reducing women to their body parts. And you guys know that I don't support that kind of music. I want to be very clear about that. But what happened and what is playing out with Megan Thee Stallion in her real life, not in just her performance life, is one of the most hideous things I've ever seen. The fact that the person that is behind this has not been canceled is incredible to me. Megan Thee Stallion was dating a rapper named Tory Lanez, okay?
And see, what I also admire about Candace Owens, guys, is you see how she, even though she acknowledges she doesn't support Megan Thee Stallion's music, the fact that she was able to be the bigger person, put her distasteful view of Megan's music to the side and be able to advocate for justice, which is what we should see more of in our community, but we just don't. I really think that's admirable that she was able to do that. So gotta give her kudos to that, y'all.
And one night they went to Kylie Jenner's house for a party. Apparently this was a fun pool party and everyone had a great time and people were drinking. And there's no question after having read the story that Megan Thee Stallion was drinking. In fact, people say she's known, Megan Thee Stallion, to get a little rowdy when she drinks. Well, I would argue that Megan Thee Stallion's also rowdy when she's sober. You got to be a little rowdy to produce a song like WAP, but that doesn't matter whether or not she was drunk. It doesn't matter how much she was drinking. They left the party, a driver, Megan Thee Stallion, her best friend, a young woman named Kelsey, and her boyfriend, Tory Lanez. And a fight, okay, between Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez breaks out in the car. Megan asks to get out of the car. The driver pulls over. Megan gets out of the vehicle and alleges, and there's a lot of evidence pointing out this is exactly what happened, that Tory Lanez whipped out his gun and said, "Dance," and began firing bullets into the ground, forcing her to jump around, except he landed one and she was shot in her foot that night. Megan's best friend, Kelsey.
But you see how enraged Candace is? This is the type of support we should see amongst all Black women. Standing up for a fellow sister. Candace is literally enraged by hearing about this man pulled out a firearm and shot this woman. But no, we're seeing bloggers out here, people out here spreading fake information, saying Megan's a liar when there's key evidence, medical records, there's photos, there's doctor testimony showing she was shot, and they're trying to gaslight her and say, it didn't happen. It's like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's sad. But you see Candace's reaction. That's the type of reaction that we should see in the community. It's so sad.
Then texts Megan's bodyguard, who is not on site, who is not in the car, and says that he shot her. Tory Lanez has shot Megan, 911. This is a crazy situation. Of course, because bullets were fired, somebody nearby heard this and the police were called, and eventually their vehicle gets pulled over. Megan, you can see in this footage I am about to show you, she is limping and there is a trail of blood behind her. And of course, officers made them get on the ground to assess the situation, to see what was going on. Megan Thee Stallion then required surgery in her foot.
It's always been inside me to make things. So merging art and business can be a little tricky.
We took a leap of faith.
Surgery in her foot because her boyfriend, who she had just gotten into a fight with, shot her, okay? Now, I know we live in the world where violence is our words and silence is violence. This is real violence. This is real physical violence, the worst kind of violence that you could ever imagine between a man and a woman. You are talking about someone who just shot a person, okay? So what happens next? Well, there's a lot of speculations, articles ran, people didn't know what happened, but I'll tell you what happened online. Megan was mocked by women and men alike, particularly in Black culture. And people they couldn't believe like this situation happened. They think it's funny maybe that she got shot in the foot and had to get surgery performed. You're not seeing a bunch of people that are calling out Tory Lanez for this violence. No, What happened was Tory Lanez, at least by Megan's testimony, she is now on trial for this, right? Actually doing the right thing and testifying against him. He offered her and her friend Kelsey $1 million apiece. Why? Because Tory Lanez is from Canada. And if he is found guilty, not only will he serve time in prison, but he is also likely to be deported back to Canada. He doesn't want that to happen because he's a successful rapper. So he offered them money and she refused that money, rightfully refused that money. This woman is a victim. Something happened in that car. I don't think she shot herself in the foot and decided to go into the hospital. But it's amazing what then transpired, right? Because of this, let's call it no snitching culture, maybe. Stitches get stitches. Give me all the stitches because let this happen to me. I am snitching. This is horrific violence, okay?
Wow, guys. Wow. Candace is going in. But you notice she really highlights a big key problem in the Black community, guys. A problem. And the problem is Black people don't support Black women who are dealing with domestic violence. They make jokes of it. They blame the victim. They say that she's lying, or they say, you know, the man is innocent. Protect the man at all costs. It's very sad. It's a huge issue. And I just, wow, Candace is going in, y'all. What do y'all think about this Candace thing? I need to hear some of y'all's perspective. It was unregistered. Quinn said he had an unregistered gun also, right? A reason and why says blah, blah, blah. You don't want to hear it? Yeah, she can. Chi-Chi says, Candace can be extreme sometimes, but she is right here. That's what I'm saying, Chi-Chi. That's what I was saying, girl. I'm not all the way with Candace on everything, but when she talked about the Megan Thee Stallion situation, I have to give her applause on this, guys. I know reason and why. I know that Candace, okay, I get you guys to not like Candace. I totally understand, and you have a right to not like her. I get it. I'm just saying, for the particular Meg Thee Stallion situation, I got to give her flowers. I do also can say that I like the way she presents herself. She's very classy. She's very articulate. She can be a good example, at least on how to look and present yourself, I think. And I do applaud her for standing up for Meg Thee Stallion because a lot of people weren't. So that's the part that I am at least saying I think we should listen to. I do agree that she has some controversial things going on with her. So, I mean, everybody has their own stance about Candace. I don't know what to think about the girl, guys. I don't know. I really don't know. Some of the stuff she says, I can't really stand, and agree with her on. But when she's talked about Meg Thee Stallion, I got to give her flowers on that because I really appreciate her standing up for Meg Thee Stallion. They don't care about Black women. This has been going on for years and years abuse. Exactly, Quinn E. You're right. I'm glad you recognize that. I'm glad you see that as an issue. Yeah, happy holidays, everybody. Love all of you guys. Everyone in the chat, live chat, and peeping from the bushes. Look, those likes and subscribe buttons. Oh, yeah, please like, guys. He look real unattractive then. Elizabeth said he looks real unattractive. He does. I made a homemade sweet potato pie for myself for dessert after a homemade. Ooh, that sounds good. I wish we could have like a subscriber potluck. Y'all be throwing down. Let me see what you guys say. I want to hear what Reason and Why says, because I know Reason and Why is not for Candace. I understand your point. Yeah, Reason and Why. I totally get you, Reason and Why. I totally get you. You have every reason to not like, or, your opinion about Candace Owens. She's very controversial. Some of the stuff she says could be extreme. But I'm saying I at least appreciate that she stood up for Megan. That's what I can say. I'm with her on this one. I can't really say some of the stuff she say. I'm like, girl, you doing too much, especially with the George Floyd thing. I can't be with her on that. I totally can't respect her about the George Floyd thing. But I couldn't believe it, guys, when she took up for Meg Thee Stallion. I was shocked. I was like, really? It kind of, it shocked me. I hope Megan get help and heal from her trauma. Yeah, and stay away from the trash. I know, guys. I feel sad for her. I hope she gets counseling, therapy. She gonna need something because I don't know. I would be terrified. I would have PTSD if someone like shot me. Wow. Elizabeth says, I agree. I don't subscribe to her either, but this message in some things she calls them car Jenners out, then yes. Yeah, right. You kind of have to pick and choose with Candace, guys. you got to pick and choose because the girl's an extremist. She says some things that could really rub people the wrong way. So, like I said, but this is the time where I'm like, okay, I agree with you on this, Candace. You got it. She's a case by case basis because so one day she could say something good, then the next day you'd be like, what in the world? Candace Owens' podcast has the eyes watching platform that can convey many things us African people need to say, demand, speak about. Okay. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. Amazon. Sorry, guys. I need to go to bed. Amazing Tribes. I need to check it out because I haven't really been watching her that much. This one kind of caught me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is something good." It make it more important that justice prevailed despite the changes in witness testimony and some witness failure to appear in her character assassination. Right. But I'm proud of her. Yeah, she do be staying on the Kardashians next. It's case, yeah, Elizabeth. I love you, Elizabeth. You're so awesome. Girl, isn't she a case by case though? She's a case by case basis. You got to look at one video at a time and be like, okay, I agree with this one. Okay, I don't agree with this one. I agree. I cannot make a determination of what Candace is. But what I can say is I like the way she presents herself. I love the way she articulates herself. I love her way she's very clean and pristine. She dresses very professional. And then for the Megan Thee Stallion, she stood up for against abuse. But other than that, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know. But Amazing Tribe is really standing up for her. So it seems like there must be something I got to take a look at Amazing Tribe because I don't watch her a lot. But when I saw her talk about Meg Thee Stallion, I was like, oh, okay, this is really good. So I'll take a look at her since Amazing Tribe is telling me to look at her. I'll take a look. Where's this podcast at? You said it's but again, she's a case by case basis. Sometimes she be saying some stuff though, Amazing Tribe, that I cannot support. I don't like what she said about George Floyd. Okay. I get it that the man wasn't perfect, but that doesn't justify law enforcement literally smothering this man to death, y'all. I can't stand with her on that. That's messed up. But I'm with her with the Meg Thee Stallion thing. That's all I can say for now. Right. September said it. I respect she defended Megan, but I'm not a fan. Exactly, girl. Exactly. That's how most people feel. But again, it just really depends on who you are. That's why I'm like, I don't really know a side with her. Because sometimes I like what she says, sometimes I don't. So I'm like, I don't know. I can't really make a decision. Like I said, she's case by case. Y'all gonna have to just decide whether you want to agree with something she say or whether you don't. Because the girl is controversial. That's all I can say. She's very controversial, but I do like the way she dresses and she's very pristine and classy and she's articulate. I like that because we need to see more of that, especially in the Black community. We need to see more of this type of articulation, classiness, the way you dress, the way you present yourself in the community so that we can change the culture, at least that part of it, at least the external part. And then start working on supporting your brothers and sisters. Support one another, guys. Love one another. Everybody should love one another. All right, guys, I talked enough. This was literally just like a celebration video because I'm so happy for Megan. So it wasn't really like a content type thing, but it was more so to celebrate Megan right now because I'm so happy for her. She deserves this, guys. She gonna be suing some bloggers, y'all. So let's wait and see who she sues. Let me know in the chat who you think she gonna sue, y'all. But she gonna be suing some bloggers allegedly. We'll see. People need to stop lying on this girl. But either way, she got the justice. Yay! All right, I love you guys so much. Have a good night. This is the best Christmas ever. I'm so happy for Megan. All right, good night, guys. Love you all so much. Take care.